it's available. Okay, so this is your first time using it, so I'll kind of show you what the tabs do, and just kind of show you how to use it in general. But you'll notice that it's got a lot of features and things of that sort. But the real benefit to you here is being able to we can send you leads directly, as well as you can check to see kind of standard lead times, prices, things like that.
Okay.
And also kind of provide feedback on orders and things of that sort. So there's quite a bit of reasons to be excited about it. So, all right, so I'll go ahead and start kind of walking you through it, and I'll just kind of do it in the way that so kind of how you would normally use it, right? So you would receive a lead or have an opportunity, or a contact that says, hey, I'm looking at buying an SM125 or whatever the case may be. So in the case that you received a lead, you would receive an email to your email address saying, hey, you have a lead, and you just click this link and you can get to it. And so what that would do that link would bring you to the lead, that would essentially open this tab and then present the lead to you. So let's say, let's find you one. Let's say this one. Let's pretend that's Italy, not Germany.
Yeah.
So it would look like this, right? So it would have, this is coming directly from the website. So it would say Bruno here. It would have the person's name, the company they work for, their email address, phone number, and then the date that they submitted the inquiry. Excuse me.
Okay.
And then they would write some comments here. I'm looking for this, that, and the other thing. And then their address. Most just put their country, and that's what we use to assign the leads out. So so that's what you would kind of receive in that way. So you call the person or send them an email, and then from that point, what you would end up doing is converting that to other contact or account, so that you can create an opportunity. Okay, so the other way with which you would receive kind of input information into this would be to, if you went to a university, you spoke with a student, and him or her decided, hey, I'm looking for the an SI 155 with some OS 3155s. So you would come in here, and you would just select this new button.
So Mike, sorry, but what's the first step? Do I receive the lead, and by a link of the lead, there's a way to go into this software, or how it works? How can I see this mask?
Sure. So this screen this view would kind of show up in this way. So if I sent you the lead, it would come in through here. So it would, whenever you clicked that link, it would show up. It would show this screen.
Okay.
And then the kind of other way that you could receive it would be that you kind of mined the information yourself, and you were entering the information in there kind of without going through this leads interface.
Oh, good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Good. Okay.
So the reason I say that is because the leads that we send you, that I just email you over, I'm simply just copying and pasting out of here. So. That Daniele would send you. So the accounts page. So in order to create an opportunity, as we call it, so an opportunity to sell something to someone, you need to create an account and a contact. So in order to do that, so let's say that this is a new account for you that we haven't yet created or that we haven't yet transferred over to you, you would create a new one by selecting this new button here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would give it a name. Let's just call it test. I think I have another test account in here. So, and then you would enter kind of this administrative information. So the phone, the fax, website. But notice that these red marks here annotate that those are required fields. So a rating, meaning this is a key customer, ABC. If it's a grad student and he's never going to buy another one, then he kind of fits into the C category. If it's a potential OEM or something of that sort, then you would select this key. But if you're not sure yet, you can leave it as not rated as well.
Okay.
So the field of application. So let's go back to that saying it's a university. We would use that to plug in research and education. So a research institute. And you would just select it and then press this arrow to bring it over to this column.
Yeah.
So you can it can be multiples. You can have
selections.
Yeah. So it just depends on kind of the customer. So additional information you'll have to add is this type. So you have customer, competitor, resource. I mean, obviously the majority of them are just going to be customers, but you do have the ability to kind of select these others. Industry, again, you kind of pick based on the customer. So if they are, a university, you would put this industrial, scientific. If it's an oil company, energy or something of that sort. So kind of just use your best judgment on that. So again, the product interest is based on the customer. So if they're interested in sensing equipment, you would just select sensing and then bring it over. If they have multiple interests, you can bring those over as well. If you're not sure, you have the ability to put that unknown in there. So in your case, all your accounts would fall into this EMEA region. And then the pricing notes and things of that sort, you don't really need to worry too much about. That's kind of an outdated field. But so this billing information, so if you don't know it yet, it's not required. But whenever you kind of receive the PO and it has billing information, you kind of come back in here and clean that up a little bit to make sure that all that information's in there. So these fields here are just kind of the defaults. Generally, you don't need to change them. What this does is when you actually create, if you were to create a quote out of here, it would port these fields over, but I believe you're using your own quoting method, so I just wouldn't worry about these over here. Okay, so just go ahead and hit save, and then that'll accrete the account. So you got your test account too. This one will have Bruno here as the account owner, and then it'll populate all that information that you've added. So the next thing that you'll need to do is to create a contact to associate with this account. So you just scroll down in that account page and select new contact. You can also do that by coming up to the top and selecting the contact tab and hitting new. So.
Very good. Okay.
All right. So you have a new contact. We're gonna call them. Choose my name. First name, last name. You can put his email in. MLI@MLI.com. Title, department, the source of where you got the lead from, and then as well as these, kind of the mailing address and things of that sort. The kind of obvious administrative data. So you go ahead and save that. And what that will do is just populate again, and it'll associate it with that account. If you just simply go to the accounts or the contacts page and hit new, you'll have to plug in the account itself. But if you if you went through the account kind of tab here, where you just created this new account, it will like immediately associate it with that.
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next thing you'll want to do is, you have this person has told you, hey, I want an SI 155 with a couple of OS 3155s. What you're going to do is create what's called an opportunity. So you'll hit new opportunity in that contact page, and what that will do is it'll associate this contact with this opportunity. So you'll know that this is tied to Mike Baez and not just the account, where you're not really sure who it belongs to. So the opportunity name, we want to name that in such a way that, it kind of catches your eye. So he's told us that he's working on a bridge setup. So we'll kind of put a little bit about the application here. Test.
I see.
And then we'll call it, and then we'll also enter a little bit of information about the product, right? So SI 155 and OS 3155. So that tells us, kind of when you're looking at your list, you can kind of see, okay, what's this about, and what do they want? Just, generally speaking, from a product standpoint.
Yeah.
So it will automatically associate that with the account, and then we'll select the type. Type being a new project, as in a new customer, or is it a pilot project with kind of a potential for greater amounts of sales, or is it a repeat sale that they've already kind of done their pilot project? And if you don't know, you just put unknown as well. So we'll say it's new. The field of application, again, this is kind of related back to that field that we set up on the account page. It's a university, so we'll put research and education in this case. So your close date is where you have kind of determined that this deal will close if it is to close. So let's say that the customer has told us this is going to close. We'll have the purchase order to you by the end of March. So you go ahead and select that as the date. You can always come back and change this, but kind of use your best guess there.
Yeah.
The stage. So these are kind of in order, right? So qualification, that's about a 1% probability. So this field, this probability stage will self-populate.
Oh, I see.
So needs assessment, So, I've issued the quotation. It's 50%. And, let's say that you've issued the quote, but he's kind of been a little flaky on you. You can come in here and change that.
I understand. Okay.
And then this requested ship date, that's a way for you to come in. So let's say that you've received the purchase order, and the customer said, hey, I need this by the end of April. So you can plug that in there and let manufacturing, that's your way of letting manufacturing know. Customer wants that by the end of April. So if you hover over these little question marks, it gives you the ability to. We wrote these, so if they're not clear, please let me know. But if you hover over these little question marks, they'll pull up kind of a description as to what's supposed to be in that field.
Okay.
So this
just
amount,
to get a better clarification about the different options.
Sure. Yeah. So the amount field, this will self-populate once you add products to it, so you don't really need to do anything there. So there's some information here that's going to be good for you to have when you're checking on a status of an order. So let's say it's 9:00 a.m. your time, and you have a customer that wants to know when his order is going to ship. If you call me, I'll be asleep. So the best way to check will be to come in here. And you can see when what the confirmation said. So the confirmed ship date was this date, and the master ship date. This is what manufacturing is using to to kind of track where they're going to ship things. So a lot of times this will be before the confirmed date, and then this little box here will let you know, hey, this order is shipped already.
I
So,
see. I see.
and then lastly, this late shipment reason code. So let's say that the confirmed date was today, but it's not going to ship until Friday. Manufacturing will um, put a reason for that, right? So you can kind of relay that to the customer to say, hey, it didn't ship today. It's going to ship on Friday, and the reason for that is that there was a test failure while being manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
so you just go down and save it. Again, that'll all bring this in and populate it. And what the nice piece about this is here is when you go to create the quote, you'll be able to kind of look at products and see the sales price of them as well as the lead time that's associated with them. So let's go ahead and say you want to go ahead and build a quote. So you'll hit new quote. It's going to ask you to fill some things out. For the opportunity name, I always just use the same, or the quote name, I just use the same name as the quote. So it's fine to keep it that way. So you can, I know you have a specific way with which you do quote numbers. You can choose however you want to put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Shipping information, you've got a list of prices to select from. A lot of times you can just do kind of this TBD if you're not sure. Your bill to and ship to information, you can enter that in there and then just hit save. And then it'll bring up this quote page. And what this will allow you to do is to come down here to the quote line items field and hit add line item. And it's going to ask you which price book do you want to use. And so you'll just hit the standard price book, say OK.
Mm-hmm.
And what this is going to do is bring up all of the bajillion different products that we have. So the best way to go about this is to filter or to search for it. So this customer's told you I want an SI 155 with 4 channels. So you'll just put the product code in there as much as you know, and hit search, and it'll bring those up that that are of that kind. So you know that he wants the standard version with 160 nanometers and doesn't need a polarizer. So that product code gets you there, and then obviously you can expand this out just by clicking on it to see kind of the full description. So we'll go ahead and select that.
Mm-hmm.
Hit select. And then it's going to ask you for the quantity. He only wants 1. And then the discount. So this would be kind of you can take your discounts off. So say 15%. So if that's the only product that you want to add, you can hit save. If you have more products, you can hit save and more. So he told you that he wanted some sensors. So we'll go ahead and hit save and more. Even if you hit save and you need to add other things, you can always go and add more, but it just saves you a click or two. So he's told you that he wanted some OS 3155s with connectors, just a couple of them. So we'll go ahead and expand that out so we can see. So he wants these ones here, right? So 3155s, connectors, he only wants 2 of them, so the quantity lines up. So let's select those. So he wants 2. The discount's 15%, and then we'll hit save. So what that did is down here in the quote line items, it added the 2 sensors that he asked for, the instrument, and then we've kind of built into here where it will, if you add an instrument, it will add the extended warranty, and then if you add an SI 155 or 255, it will add the jumper kit. they're really that you can just come in here and delete them. Let's say that he doesn't want the warranty, you just hit delete the DEL on the side there,
Mhm.
and he wants to keep the jumper kit, so we'll just leave that in there and add the
Mhm.
discount. Okay,
Yeah.
and so he also gave us very specific instructions on wavelengths that you wanted. So this is where you would add that information by clicking this edit button. And then in
Mhm.
the comments field, you would add that you want, say, 15, 12, 16, and 15, 22/26 nanometers. So what that lets manufacturing know is that the customer wants those two wavelengths.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Comment. Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll also I'm going to add in another field here that shows the lead time. So that it shows on this screen as well. So it gives you the total amount, the quote total. Um, so yeah, it adds all that up for you. So make it a little bit easier
Mhm.
to rework
Mhm.
your quote.
Mhm.
And um, and as the opportunity changes, um, you'll just select the opportunity and change the stage of it, right? So let's say that he's got it in purchasing. Come over and just put that it's in purchase requisition. Okay, and then that lets us know. Okay, we need to start kind of acquiring parts and things of that sort, um, and or
Mhm.
building the product.
Mhm. Okay.
And so kind of soon. It's not available just yet, but this cases portion.
Yes.
Whenever you have an RMA for one of your customers has an RMA, you'll be able to come in
Mm.
here and see kind of where it's at. So let me back that out. Find one that's actually. So this one will tell you the serial number, the RMA number, what kind of product it is, who owns it, um, the failure mode,
Okay.
kind of what happened to it, the status of it, kind of where it all stands. So that's not available just yet, but it will be in the coming days to open that up to you guys to where if your customer calls and asks, you have immediate access to that information.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
So again, I'll kind of put this together um, in a user's guide of some variety, so that you'll be able to kind of reference back to this, and I'll also give you this recording so that you can kind of, if you forget how to do something, you can always come back in here. Okay, so what we'll start doing is transferring the accounts that you own over to you, so that you can kind of manage those, and you have your contact list and account list already built. And then as you make contact with new customers, and they're not in the system, you can just add them in. If there's an opportunity associated with them.
Okay. Okay, Mike. Okay.
All right. Well, that's really it. It may seem like a lot, but once you kind of poke around there for a little bit, it's pretty easy to work with.
Yeah, I think in any case we need to get practice about this feature because it's a completely new. I think not for me, only for me, but also I think for
Sure.
all the other or the most of other distributors. So I think in this transition period, will Daniela be in contact with me in any case for making quotations or giving back support or something like that,
Yeah.
or do I
Yeah.
need
So,
to make?
Daniele, Jacques, as well as myself, we'll all be here to support you, kind of in this transition period. So, and help you get everything set up the way that you want it.
Okay, okay, good. Because I need to be familiar, with this kind
Sure. Yeah.
of
We don't want
software.
it.
So
We don't want to make it a burden for you. You know, if anything, we want you to have more access into our
okay,
systems and things so that you can have kind of all the information at your fingertips and as well as kind of have access to this nice tool.
okay, okay. That's fine, Mike. Okay. Okay, good. So I have no, I mean, of course, when you start seeing something, you
Yeah,
don't you don't have so many questions because but I think time by time when I'm starting using this kind of opportunity, I think I will have uh, let's say more things to ask. So I think in the next future I will be in touch with you or Daniele maybe, and we will see together how it can be solved the different questions. Okay.
sure, absolutely. All right, so please feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and keep Daniele in the loop as well, so that we can work to fill kind of the holes. Because we're rolling this out slowly, but we kind of wanted to get
Mm,
it to
okay.
our power users first, so that you guys can all kind of slowly work to the to where it's nicely encapsulating everything.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, but I think that would be a very useful tool also for us,
Sure.
to be, as you mentioned, a single community that is able to get in touch directly with the, let's say, uh, heating a room addressed to the different parts. I mean, manufacturing, shipping, and something like that. So I'm sure it can only, I mean, a good opportunity to get more update and complete informations about the different leads and also products we have sold or we are going to sell, of course.
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and end this call, and then I'll send you the link to the video. It'll be on our YouTube channel, but it'll just be to where you and I can see it.
Okay, Mike. So thank you, of course, for your support and keep in touch,
Okay.
surely
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
the next. Yeah. Okay. Thanks again, Mike. Have a nice day, of course.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye bye.